So this is Praxis, and what have we done? We blew it to pieces, though I admit it was fun. Oh, I'll miss the tides of Konos that wash away the blood, so we can end our blood feuds without making blood mud. Hello and welcome to the 12 Debates of Christmas. Ho, 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 I should say. Day 6. Here we are. We're featuring the best of Debate 9 over the last couple of years. And, you know, you've shown up again here in this look back here, Dave.
I'm the first repeat. No, Heather's
No,
been
you're
on
not.
twice. Heather's been
Yes,
on
I
twice,
just
right?
meant as far as you're showing up in another debate. So, you know,
Oh, okay.
you've been bringing it. You've been bringing
So
it. As they
we're
say.
reviewing a debate I'm in again. That's good.
Yes, we are. With your elves, Davin and Dave. That's us.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you,
Well, you know,
stepped in a minimal amount of blood mud to get here.
Vulcans are just kind of space elves, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
yes, they're even good at archery.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true. Like, Tuvok made them for sure elves. Like, before Tuvok, you could argue either way. But he
Mhm.
kind of tipped the scales, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I seem to remember Spock doing some bow and arrow work, maybe in that episode with Julie Newmar, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, well.
Friday's
trust
Child
your
is the
memory
episode I'm
on that.
referring to.
Season 3. Wasn't it?
It might be. It's the it's the one where like there's that planet and they're trying to protect Julie Newmar who's pregnant the whole time, and
Well, you can't go
know.
wrong with Julie Newmar. Really.
and McCoy keeps slapping her across the face, and it's
That's every
uh,
TNG episode. Some
it was
woman
the
gets slapped in the
60s.
face by a member of the bridge crew every
Right.
episode.
especially a woman, right?
Yeah.
It was the '60s. We didn't know better. It was what
We
my dad
didn't
would
know
say.
better.
Yeah.
Ted, you better be right about that.
That's the claim. That's the claim we're told.
That's the claim. We'll take his word for it. We weren't there.
No, I was not there yet.
No. In the 80s, when we were born, we knew better.
We knew better. Maybe, well, even
Slightly.
yeah.
We knew slightly better.
Even the things I disliked about TNG and even the series that came after were kind of apparent when I was younger. Too,
Oh,
but
yeah. Okay. Now you brought up first. Anyway, let's not get into that. Let's
not
get into the
that.
debate,
It's
shall
Christmas.
we? It's
Yeah.
Christmas. All right, let's fire this one up. Where are we? Aha!
All right, be it resolved. Captain Morgan Bateson's reappearance in Lower Decks argued for an exploration of what happened in the years between their arrival in the 24th century to the Cerritos' present. So, Davin, I will have you arguing for on this one, and Dave, I'll have you arguing against. That there isn't sufficient.
in Lower Decks argued for an exploration of
Basically, Star Trek should have given us more of Captain Morgan Bateson's story after he got back.
Where they certainly could.
Who was the guy played by Kelsey Grammer?
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah, like just like what's been going on in those 10 years since we last saw him.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it just opens a lovely question. I would love to know what happens.
All right, I'm going in. I'm diving in. Well, of course they should. One, he's played by Kelsey Grammer, or voiced by Kelsey Grammer, which either way is delightful. You know, great voice actor as well. I mean, great voice. But also, they have hinted at it before. I have a comic book where they, it's only a few pages, but it's him basically in the therapist's office just trying to re-acclimatize to the new time that he's in. And it's a fascinating few pages, and I think it leads us to want more.
You're going right to a sort of material reason, like actual already existing stuff. Okay, Dave, go for it.
So I'm arguing, just so I'm clear, that they don't owe us an explanation, right?
Yeah.
They don't know a shit. Listen, like, they don't have to tell us what's going on with every character when they're off screen. Like, we can barely find out what Jedzia Dax's sister's name is or anything like that. Like, these are on-screen main characters, and we can't even get details on them, let alone this guy who was on the screen for 2 seconds in an episode many years ago. And canonically, like in the universe years, yeah, there's too much of a gap. He's back in Starfleet. I'm sure there's. All right, if I'm done on my time, it's fine.
Oh, that was a zinger right off the bat there.
Yeah, Dave's coming out with the uppercuts tonight. Jeez,
that's true.
Verbal uppercuts. We love them on this show.
Verbal uppercuts.
All right. 30 seconds open debate. Right. Anything you got to say before we do it, there, Dave?
No, I think I just want to hear you go at it.
All right. It's Kelsey Grammer, man. It's Kelsey Grammer. And, have we seen somebody have to acclimatize to the future other than, like, freaking Khan? Like, we've never seen a Starfleet
Michael
officer.
Burnham.
What?
And the crew of the Discovery.
Yeah, but in the Kelsey Grammer in the classic Trek style, not
and in the case of Michael Burnham, who she got when she arrived in the 32nd century, she was in the year 3189. Discovery didn't show up till 3190, and so there was a whole year where Michael Burnham and Book were in the 32nd century alone, and they didn't even tell us what she did much for that year, right? So let alone what Kelsey Grammer's character Morgan Bateson is. I'm glad he was brought back in Lower Decks, but I don't need him.
A ship where everybody knows your name.
Mm-hmm. He was originally supposed to be on screen with Savick from Star Trek 3, like Robin Curtis. It was supposed to be, or I guess no, it wasn't going to be Robin Curtis. It was going to be Kirstie Alley from.
That sounds fascinating. They almost should have showed us that.
They because if you look in the episode, he's standing that woman that's next to him is supposed to be Kirstie Alley. But
yeah, it looks like Savick, sure.
But it's not her, of course. So the joke doesn't really make any sense. But Kelsey Grammer agreed to still do the part.
It's a great cameo. Listen, I loved the punctuation of the retort that they don't know us shit.
They don't know us shit.
I'm still giving the point to Davin for that little jab at the end there. That's like, oh, it almost argues for making that. Just 2 seconds. The dog is getting into something. I'll be.
Yeah, no worries. You completed your job there for a second.
Pointless with Davin. I'll be 2 seconds.
All right. At my point.
I certainly wouldn't complain if they gave us an explanation of exactly what his last 10 years would be, but I don't need it.
I think we need it.
I don't feel owed. I don't feel owed it.
You don't want to see the adventures of the Starship Cheers?
I do want to see it, but I don't feel I'm owed it.
And that's a perfectly fair point. Yep.
Well, technically, the question didn't have the word "owed" in it.
Well, okay. Maybe I misheard it.
It just argued for an exploration of what happened. Oh well. All right. I actually thought you won that one. I didn't watch it to the end before we did this. Your best performances are in losses, Dave.
I think so. And it's always Dave judging it. He's always like,
true.
"No, Davin's right."
I'm always like, "What?"
And you're like, "No, I think Dave might be right." I was like, "I think so too."
I thought you won that one too.
Yeah, well, but
the way that they don't know us shit won the whole thing, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, in Trivial Debates, our other show where we do facts, passion, creativity, and I think every judge measures those 3 things in different, scales. I think Dave's more on the facts and, less on that passionate creativity or that that zesty argument. But I couldn't help, but this whole debate, bringing back the idea of Morgan Bateson and Kelsey Grammer. Famously from Cheers and Frasier and
I don't care, to be honest, if they gave us more Morgan Bateson. I actually don't care.
But I think since we did that debate, whenever that was, we did a radio theater of that episode Disaster, and when I was creating like the thumbnail recently to to promote that Star Trek radio theater where we did that episode, I was just like,
who was Bateson in that?
That's Kelsey Grammer, right? But I said
who in the radio theater?
Oh, I can't recall honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just wrote this little joke here where yeah, this is not Kirstie Alley with me, and this cameo makes no sense. And I just throw cheers into this woman who's standing in for Kirstie Alley, I guess, right? But doesn't get to say anything or whatever. So, hey,
Hear everybody.
You want to hear everybody? Oh, okay.
there's
Here
not
we
much.
go.
There's only me. So, hey, Edith, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, very scary.
You got your puppet? I think you can understand me.
It's a very scary dragon.
I'm your second cousin once removed.
A very scary dragon.
It's a scary dragon. Rah! You know? It's like a big Star Trek monster, really. You know?
All right, Daddy's going to take the earphones back for a sec.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
yeah, again, I actually thought I was bringing you back for a win this time. I should have watched the video to the end. Because I remembered it differently. I'm like, no, Dave killed me in that one. That one was hilarious. Yeah, well, so it goes.
That's what this whole series is about, isn't it, David? You just bring me back to remind me every time I've lost an argument somewhere. You know,
I'll try to get you in for a win for another one. I thought this was it. So,
okay.
Whatever.
No worries.
You know, in spirit, I feel like you won both.
You know, like I was kind of with you in the sense that, like, I agree. I still feel like I wasn't owed it, but I think I just misheard the question at the time. And you know, like,
Everybody.
I would like it, but I don't need. I don't know. Everyone's got a different amount of tolerance. Hello, for fan service. You know. And,
Yeah.
Right. And so there was that whole. Well, recently we did. You know, we did that Otoy reaction video, right? And I thought
we didn't.
No, we didn't. But like, the reason I bring it up is that I thought Steve Shive's reaction was very hilarious because he was just like, "This fan wank nonsense is you know." He was more on the negative side of that video.
What? Did he get skewered like I did?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had like thousands of, if you know, for the hundreds of comments we got for our reaction, which was mostly just confused or like, huh?
Or
And
saying the middle guy is a dumbass.
well, that was what the comments were coming at us, but that's what they were reacting to. Like, it wasn't like we were on there that day and saying this is the worst thing that could have ever been made, or you know, because of course you got the most negative reaction from people. But I can only imagine what Steve Shives got for
Story of my life.
throwing out. He like his thumbnail just says this is a fan wank nonsense fan service BS.
It's nonsense as far as I'm concerned, or at least it leaves enough questions to be asked.
Right. Like, I don't think it's bad to ask questions, but there was a lot of like the comments were like, why can't you just try to enjoy it? Because I like to know.
That was Adam. He's like, it's just a final goodbye, you guys. And we're like, sorry, Adam. But
well, Adam was kind of a proxy for a lot of the audience, clearly, because a lot of people just liked to see it, you know, even if it didn't make sense. So, or didn't necessarily make sense. Oh, I think we need to get you like a headphone splitter so you can both have headphones.
I do have a splitter, actually. I just didn't have time to set it up for this little turd. What are you doing? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, say Merry Christmas to Cousin Dave
Merry Christmas.
and the
Merry
audience.
Christmas.
It doesn't hear me.
No, yeah, they hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. All right.
Now she's
Well,
like,
thanks for joining me for that one, even though it was another embarrassing loss on your part. I didn't think it was. But
It's
anyway.
nice going down memory lane, so you know.
But yeah, like you performed well in a loss. That's saying something.
Hey, at least I had fun. And we all had fun doing it, so
Good.
can't complain there.
All right. Well, let's get out of here for this one, and we'll be back with 6 more of these.
Yeah, halfway done.
Yep. Oh yeah. See you later, everybody.
I know you.